Carrollton.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. This is Lori Wilson with you on Community Voice, 21st day of the month of May. And we have, by the way, we're on Facebook. I was just about to say, I wish you could see this, but everybody can see it. Tune in on Facebook, WLBB 1330, Facebook Live. So we have three handsome devils here, if I may be so sexist as to say that. And we are talking all things American Legion Centennial. And with us today, our longtime friend, I'm not going to say our old friend, but our longtime friend, Don Levans, who is the chair of the Centennial Committee for American Legion Post 143. Good morning, Don.
Good morning.
And we have Bill Hearnburg, who has proclaimed himself Daddy of the Concert. We'll tell you what that means in a little bit, but good morning, Bill.
Good morning.
It's nice to have you here. You guys didn't switch the mic. There, see? Okay, and we also have Dale Robinson, who is the Vice President of Carroll County Memorial Park. Good morning. Good morning. All right, so who starts? We have three big events coming up, and they're huge, as somebody we know likes to say. Dale?
The first event we're going to have will be starting Saturday morning at 10:30 at the Veterans Park. It will be a combined Memorial Day and tribute to the American Legion's 100th anniversary.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Very big deal. We are going to be honoring all the veterans who didn't make it back home on both feet. And that's the purpose of Memorial Day. It's a day to remember how it is we got our freedoms and how we keep our freedoms. Somebody has to pay the price.
Yeah, keeping our freedoms is kind of a big deal these days.
It is indeed.
I'd like to ask Don, just at this point really quickly, tell us the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day, because they celebrate two different...
Well, we celebrate two big events at the Memorial Park every year. And Memorial Day, we're, like Dale said, we're remembering and honoring and paying tribute to those who gave it all. We look at it like they paid the price for our freedom.
The ultimate price.
Yeah. In November, we have Veterans Day, and we honor all veterans. The basic fact, veterans have a really different feeling, I think, than anybody else, is we all held up our hand and swore to take orders and do what we were told to do. Some were sent here and some were sent there. Some stayed home, some made bullets, some shot bullets. We all, though, were susceptible to being one of those that didn't come back. And a funny thing is most veterans that did come back feel like, well, maybe they should. We could have been there. So
and you were saying before the show that that's kind of a weird phenomenon, and I'm not sure I understand it completely. Can you articulate it a little bit more about that sort of that feeling that I didn't deserve to come back? My brother-in-law has that feeling because he lost, I think, 4 of his dear comrades, and I don't think a day goes by in his life in Vietnam that he thinks, why them and not me?
It's a little bit of survivor guilt.
Yeah. Or maybe a whole bunch.
Yeah. It's guilt. Well, it's, when you have somebody who kills himself, in a family, you feel guilty that I could have, I should have. I don't know. Maybe it's just a human thing, but it is there. But there's so much meaning in every step we take and move that we take. The pledge to the flag, I mean, that's a big deal for us to stand and hold your hand over your heart or salute for the national anthem. That's a big deal for us. And inbred in the American Legion is protection of those feelings and those facts. And when we lay a wreath at this ceremony, when we present the colors at this ceremony, there's feeling We hope that it transposes over into the crowd when you come. Memorial Day is a day to go camping. It's the pool opens. But it's Memorial Day. What we hope to do here is say that those that are listening, for gosh sake, try to find an hour and a half on Saturday morning and come and experience this feeling that we intend to display at that park on Saturday morning.
So Saturday morning, 10:30 at Memorial Park. And let's see, then at 2 o'clock you have an open house.
2 o'clock we have an open house at the Veterans Building. That's a building that the county has seen fit to let veterans organizations use. We have 2 rooms full of memorial items. We have a lot of World War I, including a fully dressed mannequin in a World War I uniform.
Wow.
Many items surrounding our relationship with World War I, our ancestors, World War II, then the Korean War, Vietnam War, and the Gulf War. So anybody that has been a part of any one of those wars, or their families have, would be well served to come at from 2 to 5 on Saturday afternoon and view this because it'll be emptied, closed. It's just not going to be a permanent thing.
Okay.
It's too valuable to leave open there.
Okay, well, and then at 6 o'clock, so you've got a busy day for everybody.
Well, 6 o'clock, the mother of all events over here.
The daddy of the concert, which is the mother of all events. Yeah. Whoa, that's kind of weird. Okay.
Actually, it's at 7 o'clock.
Oh, is it 7?
Yeah, it's at 7 o'clock.
Oh.
Don's always early. He's always early.
So 7 o'clock. Okay, wait, I'm going to just change this. Now, every time Don is in this broadcast bungalow, he gives me my marching orders, and he tells me what to say and where to sit and how, comments on my footwear. And so this is kind of fun that we found that maybe he was an hour off. But that's okay. So Bill Hearnburg, tell us what kind of music, who's going to be there, how should we dress?
Yeah, and before I do that, can I say a word about the founding of the American Legion?
Oh, yes, please.
In 1919, we had about 2 million men in France, and they were eager to get back home and couldn't. And we had more veterans back in the United States that were having a little bit of a difficult time. And there had been an organization in 1915 called the American Legion, but it was dissolved in 1917. So there were some important people who got together in France, in Paris, at the end of the war, the primary one being Theodore Roosevelt Jr., who was the son of the former president, to try to form an organization to do something about all these veterans in distress. And as happens in the military, General Pershing, who was the commander of the American Expeditionary Forces, ordered about 20 men to a YMCA to get a plan. And it took them about 3 days, and they came up in February with the American Legion. And their primary focus at that time was to serve veterans and help them get back into civilian life and help them with their disabilities and that sort of thing. And then in September, it was actually chartered. September of 1919, it was chartered by Congress. And ever since that time, the focus has been helping veterans. It helps youth and serves the community in general, performs honors at veterans' funerals, which is one of the most important things we do,
yes,
I think.
It is.
And Dale is the chief of the Honor Guard, and I'm honored to serve on the Honor Guard. So that's just a bit about the founding of the American Legion. And the 100th anniversary, to me, is it's a once-in-a-lifetime event. And when we were brainstorming about what we were going to do, I said, look, I told this story. I said in 1976, Elvis Presley came to Atlanta, and I went to see him, and I was awfully glad I did because I never got another chance.
He died the next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was so happy I did that. Then Halley's Comet came through, and I went out and saw it because I knew I'd never get another chance. And then sadly, in 1963, I was at LaGrange College, and Roy Orbison came, and I didn't go, and I've regretted it ever since because I never got to see Roy Orbison live. And I said, we have a unique opportunity to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the American Legion. No other group is ever going to get to do that. So we have a responsibility to do the best that we can to do that. And so we were brainstorming about ideas, and I said, look, I saw this incredible band at Bremen. They opened for the Drifters here a few weeks ago. Why don't we sponsor a concert at the AMP? And the executive committee agreed, fortunately, took that on. And the band is the Band of Gold. They are an incredibly energetic, very, very dedicated to the older music. They're going to do music a little bit from the 40s, a lot from the mid-50s to the mid-60s, a little bit from the 70s.
Golden age of music.
Yeah, golden age of music.
Yeah.
And they
Swing.
love that music.
Don't they call it swing?
Swing, and then there's going to be, the 50s and 60s.
Yeah. And you can see that although there are a lot of young people, they love that music. We're going to have 7 pieces in addition to the usual guitars and drums. There's saxophones. We're going to have a trumpet, and we're going to have a female singer. Cost extra for all those things, and I said we need to have a female singer to sing some of those 40 songs. So they're going to do all that Saturday night at the AMP at 7 o'clock, and we'd like to invite everybody. It's absolutely free. Anybody who doesn't like the concert, I'll
reimburse them.
I'll refund everything they paid to get in. So it's an ironclad guarantee there. So I just
bring your own
urge
chair.
everybody to come
Bring
on
your own
out.
chair, BYOC.
And enjoy the Band of Gold. They're from Atlanta, and they're going to open soon at Bremen for the Temptations. And they do a tour called their Ramalama Ding Dong tour, I think.
Oh
emphasizing
no!
that
Now I
song.
want to start singing that song. But instead of that, I'll tell you what. I'll take it easy on everybody, and we'll go to a break on that. on that note, and hear from Tanner Health System. Hey, if you just joined us, we're on Facebook Live. So look us up on Facebook, and you can watch these 3 beautiful American men as they tell us all about the American Legion Centennial. We'll be right back.
At Tanner, we're advancing health throughout West Georgia and East Alabama. Because we know that exceptional care isn't based on how many patients we serve, but how well we serve them. That's why we're focused on quality, delivering the best possible care for our patients. It's why we're expanding our clinical services and building new facilities to serve our growing community. And it's why we're looking beyond our hospitals and medical practices to develop sustainable wellness and preventive health programs in our region. What makes a hospital great has changed. It's not how many beds we have. It's how well we care for the neighbors who need them. Delivering the right care to every patient, every time, is how Tanner is advancing health with medicine beyond measure. Learn more at tanner.org or find a physician on our medical staff by calling 770-214-CARE.
I think this is music of World War I that we're hearing today. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second segment of Community Voice with Lori Wilson. We have American Legion Centennial and all things thereof. That's our topic today. And we've been talking, by the way, Dale Robinson, Don Levans, and Bill Hearnburg. Thank you so much for being here. We were talking in the last segment about just the moment of the 100th anniversary of the American Legion. You mentioned Theodore Roosevelt Jr., Bill, and I just wanted to tell everybody that there's this, it seems to me that we might have to train our children, or not train, but teach our children really what was at stake in those 2 world wars and the Gulf War and Vietnam. And there's some really, just to your point, Bill, my husband and I just finished watching, and I think it was a 6 or 7 segment or 7-part series, Ken Burns on the Roosevelts, starting with TR and ending with at the death of FDR. And, that spans the Spanish-American War, right? And Spanish-American War, and then World War I, and obviously World War II, all of it. But for the investment of just a few hours, you really will get a sense of the history that you guys have been talking about. And so that's your Netflix assignment, everybody, between now and Saturday. Okay, there's that. Now, Dale, I forgot what you were going to talk about because I got all up on my soapbox.
Oh, we're going to talk about Ed Sullivan's really big shoe coming up Saturday here at the park.
Raise your hand if you know that that cultural reference.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a very good slate of activities there at the program. It's going to start at 10:30 with Terry Lowry and his musicians playing patriotic music to get everybody in the spirit. And then at 11, we'll start off with the actual program. Excuse me. During the program, we will have several military honors going on. The Honor Guard is going to be very active in putting on a rifle salute.
Nice.
We've got 2 guys who are going to be ringing the bell as the list of the founders of the Post 143 are read off. Past commanders that we have available of the American Legion Post 143 will be laying a wreath, and we'll have taps being played. Now,
That's
taps,
overwhelming to hear.
I hear taps probably 24 times a year, and every time is just like the first time. It brings a quiver all over your body.
You know, I'm struck by obviously after watching the FDR and we've been on a kind of a astronaut, just all things American greatness kind of a watching binge, and it strikes me that the military is capable of creating and playing music that just sears itself into your soul. Taps and just some other anthems that they play. And I'm not surprised to hear that even though that it's like the first time, every time, it's just such beautiful music, and it's just heartrending.
Yeah,
Hard
it's going to be around forever.
Good, I hope so.
Yeah, kind of like John Philip Sousa's music.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was going to ask if he's going to be playing.
To.
Good.
We have 2 singers. One of the singers is Nadine Ashbury, who is fantastic. She was picked to sing the Star Spangled Banner at the National American Legion Convention.
That ain't easy.
And she can quiver your liver when you hear her sing. Mimi Gentry is going to do God Bless America, and we all know how good she is.
Yeah, she's good.
So we've got, a lot of tributes going on to the country, to the veterans, to those who gave everything they had to the country and their family to keep us in a republic.
Dress codes, or how would you? People might be doing their shopping or something on Saturday. Is it okay if they just sort of show up and?
As long as everything is covered,
okay.
You can show up.
Okay.
We take all visitors, guests, and whatever here.
Shoes are not required.
Not
okay,
required.
Don said off camera you don't have to wear shoes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's see, Don. Tell me what the American Legion has done for the country.
Okay. The key to the American Legion's success is the establishment of what they call the 4 pillars. National defense, veterans affairs, children and youth, and Americanism, which can also be called patriotism. A American Legion post is supposed and is taught and knows how to hold any issue up against those 4 and say, does it fit? If it fits, then go do it. Arrange it, plan it, militarily go after it, and pull the program off. If it don't fit in those 4 pillars, then stay away from it. And that's the Legion is the largest of all of the service organizations. Anybody can join that has served 1 day during a period of declared war and has an honorable discharge in hand. from any branch of service. So everybody is welcome. There is no rank. We have a lieutenant colonel to my left and a buck sergeant to my right. Okay? We all served equally. For any place in the world, you don't have to be in battle to be a part of us. You don't have to be in a certain branch of service. All are welcome. And we all strive to complete the marching orders that are created by the 4 pillars.
Say them one more time.
National defense, veterans affairs, children and youth, and Americanism.
Okay, great. On that note, we're going to take our second break. When we get back, we're going to hear from Bill Hearnburg. He's going to give a shout out to the sponsors of Saturday's wonderful day and concert. So here comes the Tanner Health System. I'm going to stop talking one of these days, and then we'll talk again in 60 seconds.
At Tanner, we're advancing health throughout West Georgia and East Alabama because we know that exceptional care isn't based on how many patients we serve, but how well we serve them. That's why we're focused on quality, delivering the best possible care for our patients. It's why we're expanding our clinical services and building new facilities to serve our growing community. And it's why we're looking beyond our hospitals and medical practices to develop sustainable wellness and preventive health programs in our region. What makes a hospital great has changed. It's not how many beds we have. It's how well we care for the neighbors who need them. Delivering the right care to every patient, every time, is how Tanner is advancing health with medicine beyond measure. Learn more at tanner.org or find a physician on our medical staff by calling 770-214-CARE.
Let's jump right back into our third and final segment of today's edition of the Community Voice. Good morning, everybody. We're on WLBB 1330's Facebook Live page. So hop on and you can see these beautiful men that's across from this elegant broadcast bungalow for me. Okay, so we're talking about the American Legion Centennial. Bill Hearnburg, the daddy of the concert. He wanted to give us a list of all of the sponsors of this wonderful.
And one last comment about the American Legion. We had 10 presidents who were members of the American Legion and 2 Academy Award-winning actors, Clark Gable and Humphrey Bogart, who were members of the American Legion. So just a bit of trivia there.
That's pretty cool. Who were the presidents?
Well, if you want to list them all?
Yeah.
Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, John Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George Bush the first, and George Bush the second. So lots and lots of presidents have been members of the American Legion, thankfully.
That is great. So who's helping you put on this shindig?
Well, we're very grateful to our sponsors helping us put this on, and we have the silver level, the gold level, and the platinum level. On the silver level, we have Steve Fuller, who's a candidate for District 4, Carroll County Commission, Michelle Morgan, who is running for the chair of the Carroll County Commission, the Cole Foundation, Woody Cole at the Realty Company, Georgia Deer Farm. All of those are silver level sponsors. We have one gold level sponsor, that's Sheriff Terry Langley, and Sheriff Langley is always very supportive of veterans and veterans events, and we are very grateful to him. And my former employer, so very grateful to them. They're a platinum level sponsor, Southwire Company.
Nice.
So we really appreciate all those that helped us put this on, because it would have been very difficult for us to do it. And as I said, if you bring something up at the Legion, you're the daddy of it. You have to nurture it, take care of it. And,
so this was your idea, and therefore you got stuck with it.
I got to do it. I got the honor of doing it.
Oh, that's another way of putting it.
Stuck.
So,
Yeah, he's stuck.
so just for people that might be joining us and didn't hear our first segment, let's go through the day that you guys are putting on Saturday, the 25th. Don.
We'll be celebrating our centennial on Saturday, May 25th, Memorial Day weekend. with two huge events that we very dearly want y'all to attend. At 10:30, Terry Lowry and the Carroll County Symphony will be again playing patriotic music for our Memorial Day service at our wonderful Carroll County Veterans Memorial Park. At 11, the formal program begins. The pledge to our flag, the national anthem by the soloist who sang the national anthem at the National Convention, a speech by the past national commander of the American Legion, military honors by Post 143 Honor Guard and the Color Guard. And we top it all off with Mimi Gentry's spine-tingling rendition of God Bless America.
Wow.
Then at 7 that evening of May the 25th, we have reserved the amp for a free concert by the Band of Gold playing our tunes from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Don't miss these events. Mark your calendar.
Look on Facebook Live and see the reprimanding stare that I'm sorry. I'm laughing. Don is the master of the. Okay,
You've done good.
Oh,
Thank
we're
you.
doing great. We have 4 minutes left. That's an eternity. What else is there to bring up?
Mimi is singing the national anthem at the concert as well, and we're very pleased to have her there. And I might add that Mimi, and I'm going to say this at the amp, but Mimi's pops was involved in the invasion of Normandy and the Battle of the Bulge. So Mimi is very, very supportive to veterans and dedicated to veterans' causes. And she is a former babysitter of mine when she was 13. So I dearly love Mimi. But
Wow,
she's
for him to have been in both of those is
and
just
survived them both.
talk about drawing the short straw.
Exactly. Yeah. Wilson Freeman. Wilson Freeman was her pops, and he was quite a man. And he didn't talk about it unless you asked him, but he was involved in both those huge battles in World War II.
You know, and we don't hear or know much about that. You know, it's not in the air. I remember when I was a kid, Vietnam War was on TV all the time, and I don't know, it seems that there's a few levels of disconnect between us and these really pivotal, important events that led to our being as free as we are. And so, okay, how long do we have? 2.5 minutes. You want to close out with anything you want to say, Dale Robinson, but just remember this is live and the FCC is listening.
Be careful. Whether you come to the program or not, remember Saturday is the precursor to Memorial Day on Monday. It's the day that we need to go back and thank those who have made all of our freedoms possible.
Mm-hmm. Teach your children, please.
Teach your children. We have one generation that I know of that's not too well versed on the dealings of our republic. But remember those who gave us our ability to say what we want, do what we want within the law. And that is it.
All right. Final thoughts, Don?
Hey, be there. Don't miss this. One chance in a lifetime, like Bill said.
Yeah, that was a
it
good point.
lasts all day. We're going to be tired. These 88-year-old bones are going to be weary.
You're not 88.
88.
You got, nuh-uh.
Yeah, stay busy. Eat your Wheaties. Exercise. Go to church. And say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Absolutely.
And you can make it to 88.
All right. Oh, that's excellent. Well, all right. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you for being here. Thank you in advance for being the daddy of the concert. I know it's going to go well.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate it very much, and I certainly do hope it goes well. And it looks like right now we're going to have beautiful weather, and that's always important at the amp.
Yeah.
So
nice job. Okay. Gentlemen, thank you so much for all of you do. All right, everybody, we have our marching orders, so be there. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.